So Nikola Tesla said, if you want to know the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. And so everything in the universe is energy. And if we were to zoom in on some of these material objects that we think are solid and separate at the deepest level, at the deepest quantum level, what we would find is vibrating particles and just energy in empty space. That's all that it is. Matter is energy. Everything is energy, including you and I. We are energy, and we are vibrating at different frequencies. And so there's high vibrational frequencies, and then there's low vibrational frequencies. And so the question is, how do we raise our vibration? How do we stay at these high vibrational states? Because that's what we want. High vibrational frequencies are love and peace and joy and enlightenment. But these lower vibrational frequencies are things like fear and guilt and shame and unworthiness. And then there's a middle vibrational frequency that's kind of like willingness and courage and desire. But we want to stay at these high vibes, right? So how do we raise our vibration, and then how do we stay there? How do we maintain it? Well, the most important thing to know is that naturally we are high vibrational beings. That is our natural state. But there are things that bring us down to these lower vibrational states, and what happens is once we experience these lower levels of vibration, we get stuck and we think that it's normal to feel a certain way, like the guilt and the shame and the fear and the anxiety and all these lower vibrational frequencies. We think it's normal, and it just becomes who we are, and we never transcend that. We never raise our vibration. And the truth is, it's like, no, the deepest essence of our being is love, it's peace, it's joy, it's enlightenment. And so it's not about like climbing some ladders of attainment. It's not about striving to get to this high vibrational frequency, because we already have it. It's within us. But we have to figure out what is preventing us from this high vibration. What is keeping us in these lower vibrational frequencies? And if we can figure that out, then we can let go. And as we let go, the natural tendency for us is to transcend. It is to raise our vibration. And so there's not much effort once we start letting go of these things that are holding us down. And so the first thing we have to recognize and we have to know is that it is not about attaining. It's not about striving. It's not about trying to get there. Okay? Now, there are 7 things that I'm going to talk about that will help you let go of the things that are keeping you attached in the lower vibrational frequencies, and it will also help you stay at these higher vibrational frequencies once you raise your vibration. Now, there's 7 things I'm going to share with you, and if you just follow 3 or 4 of these, you are going to experience instant increase in your vibration. Now, the first one is meditation. And meditation is something that I learned about a few years ago, or I should say I started practicing it a few years ago. I've always kind of known about it, but I didn't practice it until about 2 years ago. And when I first started practicing it, I had all these misconceptions about it. And so the 2 main misconceptions I had were, number 1, that meditation is about trying not to think, and number 2, that meditation is about trying to control my thoughts, trying to control my mind. And so I started meditating with these 2 beliefs, and I didn't last long, because as soon as I started meditating with this intention, with this focus of not thinking or trying to control my mind, I realized really quickly that I couldn't do it. It was too hard, and the more I tried, the more challenging it became, and so I eventually just gave up. So like if you ever start meditating and you go into it with this approach, with this intention of I'm not going to think or I'm going to control my thoughts, you'll learn really quickly that it's pretty much impossible to do that. And the more you try, the more challenging it gets, until eventually you just give up because it's like, this is too hard, I can't do it, I guess I'm just not meant to meditate. And then you put it aside and kind of forget about it. And that's kind of what I did. That was my experience. But when I learned more about meditation, I discovered that those were lies, those were misconceptions, because that's not what meditation is about. Meditation is not about trying not to think, and it's not about trying to control your thoughts. It's about simply being aware of your thoughts. And as you are aware of your thoughts, then these thoughts pass. Now, thoughts are energy, just like everything in the universe. And so, what is energy doing? It's moving, it's passing, it's flowing. It's not stagnant. It's stagnant. And so, these thoughts that we have are like clouds. They're passing. They're coming and they're going. And so, if we just let them pass naturally, if we just let them flow, that's what they want to do. That like everything in the universe is passing, and so the natural tendency for thoughts, for energy, no matter what form it's in, is to move, it's to pass. But what happens is when we become attached to a thought, or if we think we are our thoughts or a particular thought, then we block that passing. We prevent the thought from moving. And so the key is to just let it go, because when you have this posture, when you have this approach of letting go, then these thoughts come, they stay a little while, and then they pass. And so meditation, it's just the practice of sitting back as the awareness, as the witness, and simply allowing all these thoughts and feelings and negative emotions to do their thing, to pass. And the more you feel it, instead of trying to run away from the negative emotion, the quicker it passes. Why? Because this too shall pass. Everything in the universe is energy, and energy is passing. So as you meditate, your vibration is going to skyrocket, because you're allowing all these different thoughts and negative emotions and feelings to pass through you. They're not hanging around, therefore they're not keeping you trapped in a low vibrational frequency. The other thing about meditation is meditation trains you how to live. What do I mean by that? Well, when you're meditating, you're simply just being aware of your thoughts, and you're allowing your thoughts to do whatever they want, and you're not reacting, and you're not becoming attached to the thoughts. Well, in life, when someone triggers you, or when someone says something that upsets you, you're going to have this immediate inclination to respond negatively, or to say something that you're going to regret. And so in life, when you're going about your day, maybe you're at work, maybe you're at the store, wherever, things come up that will trigger you, that will try to get you to react negatively. But when you're in that meditative state all the time, or when you're training your mind, when you're training your awareness to simply accept things in the moment and allow things to be as they are, then what's going to happen is this. It's not that you're not going to respond, and it's not that you're not going to act, because of course there are things that come up in life that require us to act, that require us to respond a certain way. What's going to happen is you're not going to respond negatively and unconsciously. You're going to be aware, and you're going to respond with love. You're going to respond with a sound mind, and the outcome is going to be a lot better than what it would have been if you just would have responded without being in that state of awareness. And that's so important, because there are so many things that come up in our lives that can be handled much better, much more appropriately, if we are in that awareness, and if we are handling these situations consciously, coming from love, coming from a high vibrational frequency. It's going to have a huge impact on the outcome. So meditation is the first one. The second one is very important, and that's why I put it at number 2 on the list, and that's diet. What we are eating, what we are putting into our bodies. Because Foods are also at different levels of vibration. So there's high vibrational foods, and then there's low vibrational foods. So high vibrational foods are what we want to be feeding our bodies, and high vibrational foods are organic whole foods, fruits and vegetables, and just good healthy foods. That's going to be high vibration. That's going to raise our vibration as we eat those foods. Low vibrational foods is the junk food. It's the food that's unhealthy for us, the food that puts us in a bad mood, that makes us feel sluggish. That's going to lower our vibration. And the other thing is water. How much water are we drinking? We want to stay hydrated, and we want to make sure that the water that we are drinking is full of electrolytes and electricity, and we are being hydrated from this water. That's going to have another major impact on our vibrational frequency. It's not just the foods we're eating, and it's also, it's good to eat foods like our fruits that are going to hydrate us. And that's something I've been trying to really focus on in this season of my life, is staying hydrated, getting more water in with the electrolytes early in the morning, and it makes a big difference with how I feel throughout my day. It makes meditation easier, it makes my spiritual practice easier, and it just puts me in a better mood. It puts me in a high vibrational frequency. So diet is very important. Okay, the third one is friends, people we are interacting with, people we are allowing into our lives, people we are surrounding ourselves with. This one is huge, because have you ever noticed that when you're around certain people, you feel a certain way? Like sometimes you feel happy and joyful and uplifted and in a good mood, but other times you feel almost like depressed, and you feel like there's a disconnect, and you just feel out of it. You feel like something's off. Maybe you feel angry. Maybe you feel just a negative emotion. Why is that? Because the people we are surrounding ourselves with is having a direct impact on our vibrational frequency. So we want to make sure we're surrounding ourselves with people who are uplifting us, who are bringing us up, and who are living from a high vibration. That's so important. The fourth point is, this is one of my favorite ones. It's being outside, being in nature. As soon as you step into nature, whether it's maybe you're going into the woods or going to the beach, or maybe you're hiking a mountain, as soon as you step outside and get into nature, you are going to notice an instant increase in your vibration. You can be having a horrible day, your mood can be off, you can be experiencing some kind of negative emotion, but as soon as you step outside, as soon as you get some sunlight, it's amazing how fast this happens, but your vibration instantly increases. Even going outside and grounding, getting your bare feet into the earth, into the ground, is going to just increase your vibration even more. So that's something that I highly recommend to do as often as you can. The fifth point is follow your bliss. It's to figure out what it is that you are most passionate about. And the best way to discover this is to recognize what you are most excited about. What fills you up? What do you love to do more than anything? Whatever that is, do it. Make it a priority. Make time for it. Maybe it's a career. Maybe it's a hobby. Maybe it's, I don't know, it can be so many different things. And a lot of times, this passion that we have, it's like our calling, and it's beyond ourselves, so it's something that is going to be in service to others. But when we are doing what we love, especially when we're helping people, and we're operating from our passion, from our bliss, it's going to increase our vibration so high, because we're going to be in that state of love, and there's nothing like it. So Joseph Campbell says this. Joseph Campbell says, Follow your bliss, and the universe will open up doors for you where there were only walls. And I love that quote because it's so true. When you are following your bliss and you're raising your vibration and you're doing your passion from a high vibrational frequency, then the universe starts to work on your behalf, and you attract things into your life. You attract high vibrational people and opportunities into your life because you are living from that level and you're doing what you love. So there's a lot of power and magic with that, with following your bliss. The next point, number 6, is authenticity. It's being yourself. And so what happens is sometimes we think we have to be someone we're not in order for others to like us and accept us and approve of us. And what happens is we put on this facade, we put on this mask, and we think that this is going to get other people to like us. But what happens is people see it. Like, it's not hard to tell when someone's being fake. You see right through it. And no one really likes to hang out with people that are fake. And so what we think is going to get us more friends and more acceptance is actually doing the exact opposite. And the truth is, if you be yourself, your authentic self, if you transcend the false self, transcend the ego, and you start living from who you really are, what's going to happen is not only is your vibration going to raise, but you are going to start attracting other people who are living from that same vibrational frequency. And then you're going to start to build genuine connections, genuine relationships with people who see you for you and they love you for you. And those are going to be long-lasting relationships. And it's so much better than being fake and having to pretend all the time. That gets exhausting and tiring, and no one likes someone who's fake. Now, I will say this: when you are your authentic self, you will start to experience people that reject you even more, and they'll be bitter towards you, and they might even hate you. Why? Because if you're living from a high vibrational frequency, someone at a low vibrational frequency is not going to like that, and the way they respond from that low vibrational frequency is with hatred, it's with jealousy, it's with anger. So just expect that. That's normal. Not everyone's going to like you, that's never going to be the case. But like I said, when you are being your authentic self, you're going to start attracting people into your life that are at that same vibrational frequency, and that's going to be genuine connections that are going to be long-lasting relationships. So that's an important point. The last and final point, number 7, is gratitude. Being thankful for everything in your life. When you are living from gratitude, your vibrational frequency is going to stay very high all of the time. And what's going to happen is your outer world is going to begin to reflect your inner world, your inner state of being in that high vibrational frequency, and you are going to start to experience abundance in your life, in every area of your life. Why? Because you're living from gratitude. And I think the best prayer you can pray is thank you, thank you, thank you. I try to pray that as often as I can. When I'm in a state of gratitude, when I'm in a state of thankfulness, it's amazing how I start to experience it's a new world around me. And like I said, it's my outer world is reflecting my inner state of being. And it truly is amazing. But gratitude, be grateful, and watch what starts to happen in your life. Your vibration is going to skyrocket, and when your vibration skyrockets, you start to attract, you start to bring in high vibrational people, opportunity, and just things into your life. So those are the 7 points. And if you follow, like I said, if you just follow a few of them, your vibration is going to start to increase. It's going to start to rise very quickly. And those 7 points, I'll say them again, are meditation, diet, friends, being in nature, following your bliss, authenticity, and last but not least, gratitude. So that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you found it helpful, informative, or insightful, leave a thumbs up at the bottom of the screen and be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.